Okay, so what we plan to do is we'll first create a CSV file. From the CSV, we'll make a data frame and then practice the basic operations of data frame on it. Okay. Then I've forwarded the worksheets. You can practice there once. I think that is enough. It will give you that confidence which is required. Okay. Similarly, we'll make series, maybe with one or two methods, and then we'll practice the basic operation on them, basic attributes on them, and that will be done. Fine. Let's go about doing that. Chalo, I'll share my screen. And then we start from Excel. I prefer to make the CSV in Excel. Whenever you're downloading it from somewhere also, you can download it first and then open it in Excel. It's easier because I can see it's column wise, no? Notepad maybe, of course, it is acceptable, Notepad, WordPad, but I'm not able to see it column wise. This is a more simpler way of looking at it also. Arrangement uska basically, hai na? So I'm taking supposingly a very simple data, which is serial number or roll number. We'll make this as the key later. Roll number, name,
Also, the
class.
data will be given in the question paper. We'll have to collect
Yes,
it
yes.
through Kaggle or some other site.
No, I'll not make you do that. The data will be given, or I'll just ask you to assume a data and create it. That, make some 2-3 records correct, but I think data will be given to you. The practical exam paper, I think I've given the data, so don't worry about that. Okay. Name, class, maybe marks, because हमें graph भी चाहिए. So एक numeric value we need, marks or percentage. Percentage. Now, when you do this, make sure that you do not leave any extra blank column, because then that will be picked up as one of the columns in your data frame, which we don't want, the blank one. Okay. And try to keep the headings small, even if you're downloading from Kaggle and we are taking that data when we do it for a project or practical files for the rest of the part. That time also rename the columns. Keep it simple that we are able to read and we are able to pick it up easily. बहुत बड़ा रख के logic नहीं है. When you download the files from a site, there generally the names are very big because that's like a description also ना. तो हम उसको छोटा कर सकते हैं जिससे we make it look simple. So I say roll number one, okay. Then name of the person, suppose Vani. Class is class 12 and person page is 39%. Okay. Then comes to, I'm saying Sushmita. Let the class be 11 with the 75%. Let's take somebody named as Rahul and maybe 12 and then something. Graph between 95. Okay. Right? अब हम सेव करेंगे. You're doing it parallelly with me?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, great. So I go to file. I say save as. I try to keep the path simple so that when I'm writing the code in Python, it is easy for me to pick up. So check what folder you have, what drive name you have in your machine. Like here I can see I have a C drive only, which is also almost full. So not let me save in the C drive. So let me have a folder created by the name Sush. And then in this folder, I'm going to save my file as class or detail something. Detail. But the catch is that you will not keep the type as workbook. You will make it as CSV. If you don't do this, then the file is not read properly. Okay. So this is important, that what you're saving should be a CSV file. You don't have to write the extension also CSV. It picks it up automatically. Okay, fine. I want to keep this format. Now let's go to my CSV is ready. It's stored in C drive in a switch folder by the name detail, right? So now we go to Python. I'll import pandas first. Okay, let me do it in the script mode only. So I'm going to script mode because I'll do the graph too. So let me have both the inclusions done. Pandas as PD. import matplotlib.pyplot as PNG. Okay. Now I have to read the CSV, convert it into my data frame. The function is by the name read CSV only. So the name itself suggests that I'm reading the CSV file. Okay. How do I call the, I need to store it in a data frame variable. So let the name of the data frame be suppose D. Simple is equal to PD, which is my reference to the pandas, dot read underscore CSV. And in this bracket, I'll give the parameter, which is my path and the file name. So my path is go to C drive. We put a double slash to ignore the backslash, which is an escape sequence in Python. हम backslash n लिखते हैं, backslash t लिखते हैं for new line and tab spaces. So to remove the reference of that, or you may say that to consider backslash as an operation backslash and not as an escape sequence, I have to give it twice. So I give that thing as twice. Then I write the name of my folder. Then I write the name of my file. I think it was detail only .csv. Here the extension is important. We have to give the extension. Okay. And it has to be in quotes, of course. I forgot to put that. And then
can we just not copy the path? Like, what if I don't remember the?
No problem. I can do that. Sometimes you save the file on the desktop and then, the path is lamba enough. But you copy the path and put those double slashes.
Okay, ma'am.
If we do that, after that, we'll add this thing. I can just test the file reading from here also, and then we'll do it maybe. We'll add one more parameter to make the serial number as the roll number as the index. But abhi ke liye hum usko just की file, whether it is reading it or not, to check that I'm just using this much. Okay? So I'm just printing it. And you also test whether your file is being read or not. Otherwise, वो बार-बार error देगा, फिर problem होता है. एक बार हम उसको save करके आए. CSV11 something. इसको execute करके देखते हैं कि is it picking the data or not. First time importing takes little time, so you have to wait. No other option. Once we get that, that means the path is correct. It is able to find the file and it is able to read it also. It has converted it into a data frame, and we can see that the default indexes has been picked up. Now you tell me, is it done at your end or not?
I'm writing the path right now.
Then only I'll move forward. क्योंकि ये सबसे important है. अगर वो file read नहीं कर रहा है तो there's a problem there. So I'll just go back here and keep it ready.
Yes.
If that is done and these paths is taken care of properly, then there'll be no problem.
Okay.
Just a one line code. Actually, it is very, very simple. Okay. Because I don't want the default indexes, I want the index to be my 0th column. Now, you can take any column. I want it to be the roll number, so I'm taking it 0th column, and the parameter name is index underscore column. So what is the column index basically? Okay. Index underscore col is equal to 0. I again run this thing to check whether this thing has become, index has become the roll numbers or not. So because we have given a name to it, अगर आप नाम नहीं दोगे तो भी वो उसको 0th कॉलम उठाएगा, तो वो यहाँ दिखेगा नहीं अलग से नाम, because we've given the name, so वो अलग से उसको display कर रहा है, but it doesn't really affect in my work. So for him 1, 2, 3 is the index, and these are the columns, and the data frame is ready. ठीक है?
Yes,
Done?
ma'am.
Okay. Done from your side also? Check.
Yes.
So now we do the basic operations. Number one is, I would say, add a new record, add a new column, delete a few things, display the index, display the dimension, display the size, है ना, how many elements है, कितने columns हैं, कितना dimension है, ये सभी जो attributes हैं. This we ask, and the basic operations we ask, right? So let's do that one by one. I'll just put a comment, and I'm not able to find the hash symbol on my laptop. Hash symbol कहाँ गया? Here. Okay. So I'm saying insert a new record. Okay. So for that, of course, the displays are there. Displays where what we do? We've not done much of them. One display is single column. कोई भी एक column उठा के user को दिखाना है. Like all the names maybe. That's one thing. Second, multiple columns. Similarly, one row, one column, multiple rows. Then comes row and column ka combination. I want name and class for index roll number 3. So both the elements I'm going to specify, the row specification also and the column specification also. Okay. That's exact pickup. Then we have the slicing mechanism. Second row से fourth row तक display करो, name column से section column तक display करो, alternate element display करो, reverse में display करो. All these display options are there. Fine. So attributes apply करना, adding record, adding column, deleting record, deleting column, and then all the displays. Displays with positional indexes and displays with your label indexes. Positional indexes matlab all the 0 ones for the rows also, for the columns also. And label indexing is, वैसे मैंने यहाँ पे 1, 2, 3, 4 दिया as my label index, and 0, row index, and column index में भी आता है column names as the label index. ठीक है, तो यही major operations है which we should know. चलिए, let's start. And the indexers are LOC, ILOC, and square bracket. Fine. Stick to what I'm telling you. See, there are multiple ways of doing every operation. अब हम हर चीज नहीं याद रख सकते. That much is not required. We will do one method each, and I've tried to keep it the simplest one. Okay. Any row-based operation you want to do, it is LOC with the label data. Any row-based operation with the default indexes is ILOC, ILOC, index location. So I is that index, position index, right? And any simple column extractions, column insertions, then you have the square bracket method. उसमें LOC नहीं चाहिए. LOC से भी कर सकते हैं, but then that is the easiest one. ऐसे insert function भी है, हमें नहीं करनी. Fine. We'll do one method of each. That's enough for us. ठीक है. So let's start. Now I'm inserting a new record. So D dot LOC. LOC is not a function, so no half circle bracket. It's square bracket. LOC के अंदर हम क्या देंगे? नया index value. इस square bracket के अंदर. So maybe the 5th record I'm adding. So I think 4th record होना चाहिए. But 5th roll number is equal to, and the details. Let's just refer to the Excel file once. I think the sequence was name, class, and percentage. That is what we have got in our data frame. That's what we'll do. So let's have the name as Ahana, followed by class. Class was numeric itself, and the percentage is supposedly. We are adding it. So again, graph required. Let me bend it down to 67. थोड़ा नीचे आ जाएगा. Line graph. ठीक है? Record added. Let's print it to see whether it's added or not. हम देख लेंगे उसको. Now inserting a new column. I said column base में prefer करो square bracket. That is the easiest one. Insert a new column. Okay. Now D square bracket में column का नाम. With the quotes. Now let the column name be what?
Section.
Section. Section. So now we have to remember that jitne records hai, for everybody I give it. Now there were I think 3 records and the fourth one I added. So 4 records ka data I have to give in terms of section. Section A, comma, section B, comma, section A, comma, section C, comma, section. नहीं 1, 2, 3, 4 चारों का आ गया. ठीक है, section added. Again, let's print and see कि वो हुआ नहीं हुआ. Now let's talk about deletion. इतना करके देखो, एक रो और एक कॉलम इंसर्ट हुआ कि नहीं. So here you can see one row was added. Here you can see one column was added. ठीक है, simple as that. So now I'm removing the prints so that too many prints don't turn up. But I know that my record has been added, my column has been added. Now let's delete. Delete a column. First, let's do that. Delete के लिए we have to use the drop function. Again, there's pop available, remove available, multiple functions are there. हर एक का एक particular कुछ category है, किसको नहीं कर सकते, वैसे नहीं कर सकते. But the most common one wherein I can do it with, I can use that function for row deletion as well as column deletion is drop. So I take that one. So d dot drop being a function, half circle. Now obviously drop को ये बताना पड़ेगा क्या drop करना है. First thing, we are identifying everything in the labels. So either the row label or the column label. या column का नाम या row label का नाम. Row label means my roll numbers, which is my index. है ना? So क्या delete करना है? That's the first argument, followed by whether that name what you're giving in the first argument is a row or a column. So it should search in the row indexes or it should search in the column indexes. So I have to tell the access here. If I say access equal to 0, which is default, it is going to search it in the row labels, those names. It's not dynamic, it doesn't do it both the places. वो उसको access 0 बोलोगे तो वो नीचे in the rows में check करेगा. Access 1 बोलोगे तो वो columns में check करेगा. So that you have to mention. 0 is for row, 1 is for column. 0 row. Very easy to remember. 0 row. Row means no. ऐसे है ना? So you know that it's this is the row, this is the column. First thing first to remember. Second is this one. Third is you want a permanent deletion or a non-permanent deletion. For that, we use the parameter in place. Again, by default, this false, which is non-permanent deletion. Permanent करना है तो true, boolean value. तीन चीजें करनी है, ठीक है? So let's start by deleting the section column. वो दोबारा से ऐड हो जाएगा, मेरे कोड में लिखा हुआ है. So let's add the section column. Now, when you want more than one column to be deleted, तो वही एक list आ जाएगा, है ना? The square bracket will come यहाँ पे. जैसे हम लोग list बताते हैं, so you'll enclose it like this. If you want multiple columns, like this list, I can give it for single column also, but multiple में वो compulsory हो जाता है. Single column में it's not compulsory. तो मैंने बोला I want section also to be deleted, I want name also to be deleted, like that. Multiple के लिए, nothing else. Okay, so I keep it single. Single में again I'm saying square brackets are not compulsory, but now this being the what do you call it? Column. So the axis has to change. Now when you say axis has to change, I have to make it 1. Done. Now what we are doing is, if you're another thing to remember here, if it is a non-permanent deletion, that means उसने delete किया just for that sake, that command run. If you don't print it, you will not see the change. Either deleted data को कहीं save कर लो और फिर उस data को देखो. That's possible. I mean delete उसको हटा के the rest of the data you can save. So it will save it. ये section छोड़ के बाकी data is saved and you save it somewhere. But if you like just drop it as a command and do not do anything about that, so next time when you say print D, it'll show the entire thing. थोड़ा सा एग्जाम के टाइम पे कंफ्यूजन होता है, मैम आई एम डिलीटिंग, इट्स नॉट डिलीटिंग, है ना? So it's not that. You have to print it then and there, or you save it and then print that data without the deleted column. So here I'm going to print it because I want to keep it temporary. तो मुझे delete करके it show the output कि deletion के बाद ऐसा दिख रहा है because I'm not saving it anywhere. So I make it false. If I say it false, it is non-permanent. If I say it true, it is permanent. So what has to be deleted? That's the first argument, comma, whether it is a row or a column, that's my second argument. And whether you want it a permanent or a non-permanent deletion, that's my third argument. Three things I have to give, nothing else. Okay? Okay. If I want to delete, I think I've missed on something because I missed on one of the functions, the bracket. Print का opening closing, drop का opening closing, list का opening closing. Single column name है तो list is not compulsory, but still I have put. Now just when you delete a row, what changes is obviously the row का ID change होगा. Row का ID is the label, your index label. So the row ID changes, the access changes from 1 to 0, or you do not mention the access because 0 is default, and in place changes, whether it's false or true according to your wish. Okay, so rest of the format is same. Row deletion. Now row deletion के लिए what I have to do is, let's do a permanent deletion here because I'm adding a new row, तो उसी को delete करते हैं. जब आपका दोबारा रन करोगे प्रोग्राम तो वो ऐड जाता है ना. सो क्या करना है, d.drop. परमानेंट डिलीशन के केस में द डेटा इज डिलीटेड परमानेंटली, सो आफ्टर दैट व्हेन यू प्रिंट इट आपको वो नहीं दिखेगा. लेकिन नॉन परमानेंट में आप प्रिंट करके रखो यहीं पे एट द कमांड इटसेल्फ, सो दैट इट शोज यू द आउटपुट. अदरवाइज आपको एग्जाम में कंफ्यूजन होगा कि डिलीट किया इसने नहीं किया, क्योंकि जब आप बाद में उसको प्रिंट कराएंगे दैट इज नॉट शोइंग. फाइन, द इफेक्ट ऑफ डिलीशन इज नॉट शोन, बेसिकली दैट्स व्हाट आई वांट टू से. सो नाउ ड्रॉप किया, ड्रॉप में आई मेंशन the index value. So my index which I want to delete is 5. Access you want to give, it's your wish. Access equal to 0, comma, in place is equal to true. Access छोड़ के in place भी दे सकते हैं because access हमारा default है 0. Row is deleted and after that when you print it, you see that it's permanent. So let's see after additions, deletions and एक मिनट, दोनों additions के बाद let me add one print so that we can just have an idea. Natik and Devansh is also joined in so they can get how it looks like. We have taken the CSV. From the CSV we have added the, created the data frame. Now after adding the section and after adding this record, this is the data. After deleting section, non-permanent deletion, this is the output. After deleting the 5th record permanently, this is the output. So all the 3 basic operations, addition, deletion ka done. Next,
Ma'am, one is that when I write print when we are deleting permanently, अगर मैं print उसके साथ ही लिख दूँ उस function के साथ deep dot
तो वो
drop
ना
के साथ,
actually because it is not returning you anything, तो वो none या null कुछ ऐसा return
yes,
करता है.
none नहीं देता है.
हाँ, because actually में drop function when it is a permanent deletion doesn't return anything. So उसको कुछ नहीं है उसके पास. So जब कुछ नहीं है तो in Python it gives none. ठीक है? I mean, if you understand that also, it's okay. You should be able to justify what you've done. You know, keep it's not returning, that's why it's given now. Otherwise, it's not required to be printed at all. कर भी दिया तो you know it. So that means you've reached this place. You've done all these operations.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's great. Why am I running it again? Now let's move quickly to the displays. Okay. Now display may I said the types of displays, if I say displaying data. First method. First method I mean exact displays, not slice. Exact means आपने बताया मुझे section चाहिए और name चाहिए. यहाँ बताया I want 3rd, I want 7th, I want 9th. Exact. Okay. Rest is the slice method where you say that you start from here, jump to, do this, that. Slice wala method is a different method. So we go by the first method, which is exact match. Our exact match में we have number 1. I want to display the columns. I want to display the rows. I want to display the row and column का combination. Okay. So here my first comment, display row. So simple print D, मैंने बोला था रो के हर काम में LOC will be there. रो के हर काम में LOC आ गया. अब LOC के अंदर I want single display, कि सिर्फ सेकंड वाला. My index, this label for me is a label index only, because I have given 1 2 3. I'm not taking default index. 0 1 2 नहीं है, but ये दिख वैसा रहा है. So that is how it is going to come. So 2 is my label index, and that's why I'm not using iLog. ठीक है. So 2 दिया, सिंगल है तो 1 is okay. 1 bracket is fine. Otherwise you need to give 2 brackets. एक bracket LOC का, एक bracket list का. So let's take multiple values so that I am justifying my double bracket. Okay. Display column. Column के लिए I said easiest is not to use LOC. So we'll go for direct square bracket. So D square bracket में column का नाम. Again, if you want multiple, so एक और set of column का नाम. I want the name, I want the section, I want, ये किसी भी order में हो सकता है, तो कोई problem नहीं है. I want the section and I want the class in this order. ठीक है. When I want a combination, अब मैं चाहती हूँ that it should give me second record का, जिसका roll number second है, roll number 2 का name and section. When you want a combination, you are giving the row also, you are giving the column also. In that case, you have to use LOC. Okay. So third mechanism, display by specifying my goodness, specifying row and column both. In that case, LOC. So print the bracket D dot LOC, LOC का स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट. अब आ जाओ बीच में एक कॉमा. सो लेफ्ट साइड जैसे R, C मैकेनिज्म है, उसको याद रखो. ग्राफ का जो मैकेनिज्म होता है, लेफ्ट साइड ऑफ द कॉमा इज ऑल द रो डिटेल, राइट साइड ऑफ द कॉमा इज द कॉलम डिटेल. रो है मेरा, आई वांटेड फॉर द थर्ड, द पर्सन विद द थर्ड लेबल इंडेक्स, एंड व्हाट आई वांट हिज नेम. अगेन द सेम स्टोरी. अगर रोज आपके मल्टीपल हैं तो एक यहां पे स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट लगेगा फॉर द रोज बिफोर द कॉमा एंड्स, स्टार्ट्स, सॉरी. एंड कॉलम्स मल्टीपल चाहिए तो यहाँ पे एक स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट लगेगा, यहाँ पे एक स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट लगता है. समझ के करना इसको. रैंडमली जस्ट डोंट ट्राई टू मेमोराइज इट. लिस्ट मुझे रोज के लिए बनानी है अलग, तो वहीं पे शुरू वहीं पे खत्म. ये नहीं कि तुमने इसको यहां शुरू किया रो के लिए भी और रो को भी यहां खत्म किया. नहीं, रो कॉमा से पहले खत्म हो जाएगा. ठीक है. So, ये आपने भी केयरफुल अबाउट दैट. ठीक है. सो रो का भी बता दिया, कॉलम का भी बता दिया. लेट्स ट्राई दिस थिंग. run module. Okay. Somebody has messaged me in the chat window. I'll just read it. 1 second. Class is not in the index. Why story of class? I can see class. Okay. अच्छा, इसमें ना एक चीज और होता है. When you are writing in the Excel, जब वो it picks up the data from Excel to what is the data frame. If by chance Excel has any extra space कहीं पे भी, okay, nothing, I'm coming to that again. So वहां पे प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है. कोई स्पेस आगे है या कोई स्पेस पीछे है, एक्स्ट्रा कैरेक्टर स्पेस. लेट्स सी, बिकॉज I can see CLASS as the name, so should not be a problem. But this is something which I would prefer that you also, if you encounter this error, you'll be prepared for it. Right? So keeping this aside, let me go back to my taskbar in order to fetch my Excel file transform. Now Excel में I generally don't put a space, but could be that I have. See, I can feel there's an extra space. If I put a backspace, ध्यान से देखो. Yeah, can you see that? Backspace में वो पीछे गया और S को डिलीट नहीं किया. That means extra space था. Because of that, वो मेरा वहां पे रीड नहीं कर रहा था. It says unidentified. Fine. So you have to be a little careful. Don't get worried if this kind of a thing happens. एक बार दोबारा चेक करो और extra spaces before या after that term remove कर दो. So let's try it once more. वो problem extraction में ही आता है, otherwise नहीं आएगा. And see, my error got removed and all my displays are here. Okay, no error was there. All my displays are here. ये थर्ड का नाम डिस्प्ले किया तो थर्ड का राहुल आ गया. उसके बाद नहीं, उसके पहले जो भी था डिस्प्ले में मेरे पास. So that I've displayed. Let's check the code or just something this thing. Otherwise पता नहीं चलता. But Vani, are you able to do it?
Yes, ma'am, I've got my code.
Okay, that's great. Let me also open the code and just match it for you once. Sometimes if you don't have the mouse ना ये arrange करना थोड़ा सा is. Okay, so मैंने एक print किया third का name which I got. उसके ऊपर was the last was third का name. Okay. Before that was name, section, and class, all the three columns. So name, section, and class for all the three two people have come. One can you do me that? Oh, this one is this LOC 2,3. LOC 2,3. So 2 or 3 का record आ गया, है ना? Then it was name, section, class. Right. Then it is name, section, class. That's okay. It is done. And this is after deleting 5 permanently. ये वाला. ठीक. Okay. Acha. This doubt, can we use Google Colab? Yes, you can use Google Colab. I think net must be working there. But just that, if I give you the net access, then there's this chat GPT access and all that. So I will not prefer giving you net access. It's similar, but that's no problem.
I'm actually have practiced on Google Colab only, so I don't know what.
It's same. You just have to write the command. The only difference is Google Colab में CSV को आपको command से read नहीं करना पड़ता. I mean, machine में उसको path नहीं देना पड़ता, वो directly pick करता है. यहाँ आपको सिर्फ path देना था, बाकी तो same है ना?
And ma'am, my displaying road out, please.
Which one? This one? Last one?
Third line.
Displaying row only. अच्छा, ये वाला. Okay. It's simple. देखो, we are using LOC because it's concerning rows, right? अब LOC का first square bracket. Let me delete this part again. I just have 1.5 minutes for this particular 40 minutes. But then we'll do it later. ठीक है? LOC opening, LOC closing, right? Single row के लिए मुझे क्या बताना है? Row का index बताना है ना? So row का index के लिए you will give this 1, 2, 3, 5 मैंने delete कर दिया. If I remove this deletion, then I can take that 5 also. But otherwise, as of now, I have 1, 2, 3. 3 records are there. So if you want to give only one, no set of extra bracket is required. If you want to give more than one, extra set of square brackets is required because it's a list of values for the machine. So I'm saying 2, 3, 1. That's it. जैसा आपने कॉलम के लिए किया है वही स्टोरी रो के लिए. रो में रो लेबल्स देंगे, कॉलम में कॉलम लेबल्स देंगे. Is it okay? It will close any minute. Is it fine now? I think if you get the confidence, you can work on the other part also, the slicing part. Karo. Otherwise, फिर रात को then again we'll do because I have another class of class 11th. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
What about